Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Absolute Women's Football Show. Myself and Danny can't wait to talk football with you. Paul should be along shortly, so don't you worry. He will be. He will turn up when you least expect it. But we have got, of course, I'm downstairs because I've got the Champions League on. And Danny, I know you were going to try and have a game on as well. What have you
got double screens going. I've got Roma Barcelona at the moment on my big screen. I've got my little screen as well because my our Northampton podcast is up for an independent podcast award tonight. So they're live streaming it. So I've got that on my phone as well. So if I happen to jump up in the air, then I mean, yeah, I think it's quite unlikely. It's quite random, but we're giving it a shot. See what happens.
How cool would that be? Right, we'll keep everything crossed for the podcast to win that award. Well, I'll tell you what, I've also got Roma Barcelona on, so why don't I change? And I'll
we didn't coordinate, did we? Which games it was going to be?
Yes, and everyone, welcome. I have another banner. Got another banner ready to go. Now, we did have 2 games on the early kickoff. We will go through those, and we've got the ones that are on at the moment, and I'll keep that up on the screen. And I believe someone's just said about Chelsea scoring. Was that right?
Scoring a penalty, I believe.
So I will update the stream. Don't you worry. And we have a baby who's clapping. So there we go. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put the Chelsea match on then, and then we can have ones each as we talk about it. Right. So we've got loads to talk about. I was doing the notes for tonight, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll try and be quick because, of course, so many things have to be announced on a Wednesday, don't they? We think we're going to talk about one thing, and then we've got 10 million others. And I'm just going to add one more thing on that I forgot to add in. So we don't forget. Yay, good. Okay, so Champions League then. Let's start there. So Chelsea are currently 1-0 up against Paris FC. 34 minutes gone. We're also 0-0 between Leuven and Twente. Let's just get this up. It's just refreshed for me. And Barcelona are 1-0 up against Roma as well. In the earlier games, we had Lyon versus St. Paulton. Lyon won 3-0. And Vålerenga put up a really good fight, but they lost 1-2 to Wolfsburg as well. So not a decent...
That was quite late, wasn't it, that winner in that game? They were pushing and just got it late in the game. Caught the tail end of that.
Yes, they just nicked it, didn't they? Yeah, Minga, our wonderful friend Minga, penalty in the 8th minute of stoppage time.
Yeah.
So right at the end there for Wolfsburg to get the win. Because, of course, as well, just for those who may not know, they've changed it this year, so it's more like a league format, and then it's the top ones who automatically go through. So the top 4 go through at the quarterfinals. And then it's between 5th and 10th. Does that make sense?
I think so.
And battle it out for the other places, essentially. So the more points, the better, just like the league. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's chatting on already. Graham was here first this evening. A health-conscious fry-up dinner. I did read that as stir-fry the first time around, and I got... I do like a stir fry. Evening to Emma, evening to Matt, who's in the chat. Evening to our lovely Tony. Evening, everyone. Let's have a look. I've also got a Rich. Evening, Rich. Welcome. We've got a Luke in the chat as well. Hey, Northampton Town. There we go.
Yes.
And we've got a Ryan as well. So only 1 goal for Barca. They're slacking. Hey, you never know with them. You never know what team is going to turn up. But the bit I did have on against Roma, they did have all of the possession and all the shots. I've also got
quite liking Roma's, by the way. You probably saw this earlier. They got Roma in some sort of letters on the corner.
Off the side of the pitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. But again, it's those little things where the stadium, whether they share it with another men's team or not, you just want something to identify that it's the women's as well.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. But yeah, they always look like Spanish colours to me. And it doesn't make sense that Roma is also red and yellow.
Yeah.
Because the third kit they're wearing, I really, really like it, the green.
Yeah, it's nice.
Very
yeah.
nice indeed. So there are results. We will keep you up to date, and I will attempt to update the banner as much as I can. Will be easier when I don't have a baby in the other hand. So don't fear, everyone. We will we will get there eventually. Now then. So in our news segment, what I thought we could do is have a little look. I know.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
I know you want to be on the floor. I know, but I can't. Oh, there we go. So a lot. There we go. It's near someone's bedtime if we can't guess already, and I won't let you cuddle the dog because he's in a very strange mood. But yeah, we've got a lot of squads that have been announced over the last couple of days. We will be talking about the England senior and youth ones and some key people. But of course, with any squad announcement, we also have some key player retirement announcements as well. So I thought I'd just run down a couple that we've had over the last couple of days, starting with those outside of England. Meg Campbell has announced her retirement from football in general with 57 caps for the Republic of Ireland. And I don't think any football game is going to be the same without her long throw-ins, are they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we always pick out, doesn't it? It's iconic.
Completely iconic, absolute legend of the game. And one that actually happened this afternoon, which we weren't expecting, or maybe we were, Jess Fishlock. Jess Fishlock has announced her retirement from the international squad. And I think she said she was going to play one more game and then that's going to be it. But yeah,
against
Danny,
Australia, isn't it? I think the final game, which what a lovely game that is to end with. But no, she is
to go out with a bang.
Yeah, what a legend! To get that goal in the summer was, I think, everybody, whoever you supported, even if you're England supporters, you're not gonna deny her that goal, and to even go out on the pitch as well, and to see her on them in the lineup and singing the national anthem, tears in her eyes. It's like, this is my dream now. I've done it. I've achieved it. So you kind of did expect it to come sort of a couple of months later, once she's had a reflection and stuff. This is probably a good time to bow out. But what an absolute legend she has been, or will be, continue to be. But for Wales especially, she's been the kind of the person that they'll look at, I think, isn't there's no about how Wales women's football changed. She'll be the kind of the icon behind it all. And I wouldn't be surprised if she stuck around when her playing career is over as well, to do a little bit of coaching and whatever. She's got that leadership skill, hasn't she? She's got everything. So fair play to her. What a career it's been.
Yeah, and you can guarantee, like you said, she's definitely going to be around the backroom staff, like around the court. Like you can just see that's exactly kind of where she needs to be. Because what's a legend of the game, and she contributed so much. Matt's in shocked about Jess Fishlock. It's kind of one of those, as well as Lucy Bronze, you just thought they'd play forever, and that wasn't.
I know what you mean. You don't kind of, it doesn't cross your mind really, does it, with that kind of player, that actually they're going to retire one day. So it's, I mean, Lucy Bronze probably will play forever. So.
I know, and you just think it makes you start to realize, like, oh well, what's going to happen next? Like, who's then going to step up in those leadership roles? Who's going to really come forward? But of course, there's the opportunity now, isn't there? So as sad as it is, that breeds opportunity, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go, baby. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look. Sorry, the baby just has turned the telly off, so I'm just getting there.
Not a fan of Barcelona.
Oh no!
Well, it was Chelsea. Uncle Paul again, isn't she? Or was it Chelsea? Sorry,
yeah. Sorry, all Chelsea fans. Toby is not a fan.
Bye, Chelsea. Bye.
Bye, Chelsea. But yes, they are 2-0 up. They are 2-0
up now. Okay.
2-0. Looking very good indeed. Very strong header. So it was a penalty. And then a header.
I think when the header was the penalty, I was like, wow, that is a strong header.
Sliding across the floor.
Slid on the floor and whacked it with a head. That is impressive.
That would be something like Alex Pop would do.
Yeah,
that's a very Alex Pop move there. But yeah, Chelsea looking very strong indeed, and it's in the 40. Oh God, I forgot how to read my numbers there. The 42nd minute. I was going to say 41th. That's not a number.
41th minute. Yeah.
41. Oh, honestly, anyone who hasn't had a baby, I can't explain to you what it does to your brain. Like the amount of sentences I can't string together and can't recognize basic words. But we're all in this together. We're all family. We'll keep going. Okay, so Jess Fishlock's absolute legend has announced her retirement from the international game. For the French side, we've got two players, Sandy Toletti, after 72 French caps, and Amel Majri as well. She's got 82 caps for her country. Did you see this one? Sheridan Spitzer has announced her retirement. Yeah, from the Orange. And she's going to play one more game. That's going to take it to 248 caps. And you just think, why play a couple more, get 250, get a nice round number.
Yeah, exactly.
Why 248? But of course, she will still have that moment of being the most capped European player. And again, what an absolute legend of the game. And speaking of legends, guess who's just popped in backstage? Hey!
Is it Phil Neville? Oh, it's Paul. Even better.
Is it Phil Neville? Right. Can I get a rant out the way?
Oh, yeah. Straight in. Go on.
Oh, God. Okay. Go.
Okay. This is to Nikki Dusay and all the wonderful people who do the fixture lists. Nobody gives a shit about the Sub Cup, and they do not want it to take up a weekend when there could be league games being played and actual games people care about, because nobody cares about the third tier cup competition, particularly when there's an international break the week after and we don't. So we have to have 2 weeks of effectively meaningless football. Thank you, Nikki. Shove your Glastonbury up your rear end. There we go. Good evening, everybody.
Thanks, Nikki, if you're listening.
Good evening, Paul. We have missed you. We have missed you indeed.
There you go, Sam. That's a clip. 12 minutes 50 in.
It's
12 minutes.
It's very silly.
As soon as you came on, straight into it, and that's why we love you, and that's why
I just thought I'll get the bad feeling out the way, so we can talk about far calmer things that we're going to talk about, like the Arsenal tax and the Champions League.
In fact, everyone, this is here. We've still got all the way to go. But yeah, it's a strange one because the Sub Cup as it is. It's not fit for purpose, is it? So unless they redefine it, reorganize it,
I'll say no.
There is a baby there. I'm not just talking to the wall. Just to just so everyone knows. Haven't gone that mad yet. Give it time. Give it another half an hour. But yeah, it's just not fit for purpose, is it? But that can be its own different podcast, can't it?
It's substandard.
Hey, well done. Well done. Substandard indeed. Yeah, Paul, we were just talking about players and their retirements, of course. We get it this time of year as well with squad updates. So we've just said about Meg Campbell and Jess Fishlock announcing their retirement. Sandy Toletti and Amel Majri for France, and Sheridan Spitzer, we made it through as well. The Netherlands also have Renate Janssen as well. She has 72 caps for the Netherlands. But of course, the big one for England fans in particular was Millie Bright announcing her retirement. 88 caps. Feels like she has been around forever. Did we think this was coming after the summer where she wasn't present, or did we think she still had another couple of tournaments / years still with England? Danny, for you, was it a surprise or?
It wasn't. I think the stuff before the summer probably made it a little bit more understandable now. I guess if she'd gone to the Euros and won it again, would she have sort of got the bug of being in the middle of everyone again? But I think her reasoning behind not going to the tournament was all completely valid, and it surprised me less having that had happened for sure. But again, what an absolute legend! What she's been through and led over the last few years. She's also probably seen the team that have pulled us through that tournament and thought, right, it's time now. It's in safe hands, kind of thing. Like Willy Wonka handing over the keys to the chocolate factory. She's just she's handing it over. But no, I think it's always a personal thing, isn't it, with retirement? So I think she would have mulled long and hard about it, and it wouldn't have just come out of the blue for her. So yeah, fair play to her. What another legend of the game. It's feeling like a new era now, isn't it? A little bit.
It is, and it's quite nice because we're getting some new faces. We'll talk about
some new faces, yeah.
Some new faces. Hey, more than we normally get. We'll take it. We'll take it. So yes, we will talk about the squad announcement in a moment. But yeah, Paul, for you, did you expect that announcement?
Yeah, I'm like Danny. I didn't instantly think, oh, right, she's finished. But I did think, you know, it was like when you see the rumble, you hear the rumble of thunder, you're like, yeah, okay, I know what's going to happen shortly.
Mm-hmm.
The time is, the clock is ticking on her now, and honestly, the way she's done it is incredibly classy because for all we know, she could have.
Sorry, I just saw Graham's Millie Wonka comment in the chat. Nice. Very good.
Come with me and you'll see, headed clearance is a pure imagination. Anyway, there you go. There's one for some of the older people. No, I think I normally hate using the word class because I think it's overrated and it's often given by journalists to their mates more than anything to describe something. But I think Millie, maybe she decided before the tournament, but didn't want to do a Mary Earps. Because if she'd stepped down before the tournament and said, right, no, that's me done, the conversation would have been very, very different, I think. And it would have overshadowed things the way certain media sources attempted to make Mary Earps overshadow it. And it's a lot easier to do so with Millie Bright because she's one of the best centre-backs England have ever seen. She was probably, even though they played together, she was probably the heiress to Steph Horton in kind of that absolute rock at the back.
Yeah.
The emotional heart of the team and the one that kind of drove everybody else forward. And it's nice she's kind of gone out gently and quietly in the sense that she said beforehand, I can't do this. I'm not in a mental state to do it. And everyone's responded as you'd hope they'd respond, with absolute sympathy, apart from Luke Edwards of the Telegraph, but he's a twat. I'm still angry about that article that he wrote that was basically having a go. Mary Earps was a petulant child, and Millie Bright was weak-minded and selfish for putting her own mental health ahead of the tournament.
They're just voices that you just wish would leave women's football alone. It's like you should be writing anyway, but leave us alone. Like we've done nothing.
It makes a habit of it as well. There's certain voices when you see what they've written, you just go, "Oh, this is here we go," and
yeah, what take are they going to have this time?
Yeah. Graham sums it up. There's Millie Bright can walk off into the sunset, having been the centerpiece and a key part of the first major title coming to English soil since 1966, and I think it's what she'll be remembered for. She led an England team into a World Cup final. It's a shame she didn't win it, because if we were sat here saying, European champion, World Cup winning captain, then, and maybe there might be the slight thought in her head of, do I keep going another couple of years? But then
back of that, yeah.
I wonder if she saw the way Steph Horton went and the conversations that were had around that. Feared that there would be similar conversations had around her, and decided, do you know what? Like you say, it's in safe hands. My job here is done. I can have a rest and be proud of my career and concentrate on playing the next few years and win the Champions League for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And that will be my career done.
And that's the thing, now that she's achieved so much with England, as much as I know Matt's in there, wish she could have got 100 caps. Again, a nice round number that we wish she could have got to. You just think, after all she's done, now's the time, like you said, right, with Chelsea, let's focus on Champions League. Let's get something that, the club haven't done before, and really go out with style. Because we saw it with Frank Kirby as well, didn't we? The conversations that she wasn't then going to be a part of the future. And even though Tony has put there, Wiegman said she would still call her up, if she could. So I don't think conversations ever got that far like they did with Kirby. But yeah, you just, as a human, in any kind of job, you never want to feel like surplus to requirement, do you? You never want to feel like, oh, we need to have that conversation because we actually don't need you or want you anymore. And so to do it on your own terms, I think she's done it very, very well.
I think, like you say, she's just taken the moment and walked away. And this appears to be a theme in women's football, with the exception of one very notable goalkeeper, who I think had all of her friends in the media try and run interference for her, because the talk afterwards, she'd been considering it for a while and that stuff. But we talked about that, and Frank Kirby just gently went, yeah, okay, maybe it's time to let other people carry the torch now, because I've carried it for 10 years and I've won a European Championship. I've done my bit. And maybe Millie Bright's doing the same thing. And they'll be fine without me.
It's quite a long time till the 2-year cycle to qualify for Brazil as well, isn't it? To then set yourself up to go and play all those qualifying games, to then go through that mental strain, to not then go to the tournament. Like maybe she was thinking in the back of her mind, I'll play a few qualifiers to see how I feel, but maybe she's just cutting it off now is completely the right decision for her in terms of not being in and around and getting kind of tempted to the next group, tempted all the way through, and then she'll feel like she has to go. Does that make sense? It's like to cut it off now is a bit easier than going all the way through the qualifiers, I think. So
yeah, plus from Serena's point of view, a bit like what kind of the Mary Earp situation. You don't want to kind of be up for selection. Oh, it's got to it. Actually, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be part of the plan. So yeah, you can definitely see it from both sides, can't you?
I do wonder, because obviously she's in her early 30s now. I do wonder if Millie Bright's now at the point where she's looking beyond football. And she's starting to look at, having a family and doing things that a lot of women want to do, and realizing that perhaps she doesn't feel she can do that while still being an international top level footballer. And so she's like, right, okay, I'll step back a bit and concentrate on going out on top as Chelsea captain, lifting a Champions League title if I possibly can.
Yeah.
And then I've done everything I can.
Yeah. Or even just what's next with her career in general. Is she going to go into coaching? Her and Rach Daly going to be, podcasters full time? Are they, is it going to be more punditry? Is it going to, what is that next step when maybe she's not first choice at Chelsea anymore? She's, if she ever does leave Chelsea, who knows? She did talk about joining Rach at Villa, which would be quite nice. But no, I can't see her leaving. But yeah, no, she's handled it really well. And again, it was one of those where you go, yeah, that's the right decision. And there's no hard feelings at all about that. So we had the retirement announcements, and then of course we had the squad announcements. Now for England seniors, quite a few injuries. So Leah Williamson's still out, Lauren James, Laura Hemp. But we've got some first senior call-ups, very well deserved for Lucia Kendall and Katie Reid. Because again, we've been talking about Lucia Kendall for a while, haven't we? Watching her then move to Villa as well, doing exceptionally well. Katie Reid having to step up for Arsenal, being so young, and again doing a very good job. So even just being around that environment is going to be incredible. But more interesting, Taylor Hines, to which my first reaction was, hang on, doesn't just play for Jamaica. So this kind of it's got a lot of people talking on the interwebs. So again, people in the chat, what do you feel about this? Because, I mean, Ryan saying, don't get Paul started. Because the thing is, a lot of people may be a bit confused. Some people can't understand why it's happened. But there's also a lot going on with the Jamaican Federation, isn't there? So it's not exactly the most straightforward place to be. And she also hadn't been called up / played for their most recent games either. And I believe she only played one friendly, was it? So
I think it was, yeah.
she hadn't actually represented them competitively yet. So the decision still could be made. It's not as if she'd played, for Jamaica all through the youth teams and then went, hang on, let's come to England. She was part of the England.
So is the actual rule then you can change allegiance up until you've played a senior competitive game? So like in
I think
competition
so, yes.
qualifying.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is,
or a major tournament.
Yeah, because Mars Pacheco played England youth, but then the senior call-up, she knew just wasn't ever going to happen. So that's when she started having talks with the Filipino Federation. I went there. So I believe even if you've played for a different youth setup, as long as you haven't played competitively or it's below a certain amount, I will have to double check.
Well, the chat is saying 3 senior caps, which means I think that the women's game is different to the men, because I thought the men was as soon as you played senior international football for big
After
country,
that, you are locked in forever. I'll never let out again.
Yeah, because you had the cases in the men's of like Declan Rice and stuff, didn't you, with Ireland?
There you go.
Yeah.
Hasn't done Declan Rice. So as far as we know, it's absolutely fine. It's all legal. It's all
good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. We're not going to get to situations where they're going to come on and start taking him away off the pitch. No, someone that's not doing the admin properly, you're not allowed to play.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Danny, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, before we get into the Arsenal tax side of things, just to say what a proud moment it is for Northampton as well, for the first player to come through our women's and girls department, youth teams, to play for England. Incredible moment when I've seen some pictures come out this week of Taylor in our younger age group. So what a moment it is as well. Really proud moment for Northampton as well for that to happen. Very, very excited for her.
Incredible place, Northampton Town. That's what we need to take away from this.
Yeah, absolutely. But and also she's been. This will probably lead into it, but she has been playing fantastically well for Liverpool for the last couple of seasons without being picked, or this becoming a decision for her to make, which I think is probably the wider issues to talk about, because now she's at Arsenal. Suddenly, she's got a beacon above her head.
Well, that's the thing. So this is what a lot of the chat has been about, very much that she was, captain at Liverpool, top of a game, impressing week in, week out, so solid, and didn't get a look in. Now, of course, we don't know any of the behind the scenes, what Serena thought at that time. We just know she didn't get called up. And so that, again, could have been part of the reason why she thought, let's see what Jamaica has to offer. Let's do that. But now, of course, she has gone to Arsenal. She has only played, well, not that many. Ryan in the chat will be able to tell us, for certain. But she hasn't been playing as much as some of the other people that have been called up. And some people are starting to think, is there such thing as an Arsenal tax? Paul, it's your hashtag this week.
By some people, do you mean me?
More, I've seen a lot of comments about this. So do you think, and again, I know you do because we talk about it all the time, but so if you are even on the bench at some of the bigger clubs, some people still do favour you over players at mid to lower table clubs, even if they're getting more game time. So does an Arsenal tax exist?
Yes. And it is blatant, because Katie Reid is not in the England squad if she plays for Brighton or Villa or Everton or Spurs. Grace Clinton, nowhere near the England squad until very, very briefly when she played for Tottenham. But she was still a Man United player technically anyway, and everyone thought she was on the way back. So, and there are players in that England squad that are in there partly because of who they play for. That is not the most in-form England squad it could possibly be. And if you pause for a second, because I'm bringing the squad back up, I will tell you.
Well, so Tony's just put there, not an Arsenal tax per se, but the fact that Wiegman only cares about players from the top 4 teams. Now, Kendall and Kearns, of course, are at Villa at the minute, so there is, some other people coming up. But there are some other players that people are saying, well, actually, should they be in over others? So, yeah, go on then, Paul. Who are you thinking?
At the moment, Georgia Stanway.
Okay.
that's a start.
Okay.
Chloe Kelly. I am
Chloe
not
Kelly. Okay.
part of the Chloe Kelly hype in any way, shape, or form, because Chloe Kelly is currently sat on the bench for Arsenal.
She's certainly got a different role, hasn't she? So she's definitely coming off the bench as more of a super sub rather than start.
And yes, she might come off the bench in that way for England as well. She has played even less minutes than Taylor Hines this season.
Has she?
Well, no, Taylor Hines has played 46 minutes in the WSL this season. And all I'm saying is 3 seasons for Liverpool, and she never gets a sniff. 46 minutes in the WSL for Arsenal, and she's suddenly called up.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what's
at least
making people
at least
think.
try to be a level. At least try not to be blatant, Serena. Chloe Kelly last season kept getting called up for England when she wasn't playing for Man City, and we're thankful that she is, because penalties and stuff.
3-0 to Chelsea. Just saying. Alyssa Thompson or Alessia Thompson, depending if you listen to commentators at the weekend. But that's
wow. The Arsenal tax is blatant in that Russo starts instead of Aggie Beaver-Jones at number 9, when even Russo herself says she's a number 10.
So there's some questions, and the extra question I'm going to ask about that, now you're talking about positioning. Are they checking it for offside? She looks fuming. I'll keep you updated. So there's also the question of, and even Man United's Twitter account got involved in this, the fact that Maya Letitia is playing at right back, Serena Caesar as a right back, but the conversation should be that she comes in as a centre back and should be fighting for that position instead. Now, people have played. Goal given, all good. So people have said, people do change positions for their country rather than their club. Like, it's a done thing. You can change and things like that. But yeah, Danny, have you got any opinion where Letitia should be playing? That right back, we haven't got anyone for right back, have we?
No, and Lucy Bronze has just come back from injury as well, hasn't she? She's literally just come back on Sunday, didn't she?
3 minutes at the weekend.
Yeah, 3 minutes straight in. But no, I think Letitia has been one of the better centre backs this season. She should come in as that, from my point of view. And whether we've got a right back or not, I don't think you should bring someone into the squad just to play a position which we're struggling to find players for. You should play players in their preferred and right position. If we don't have a right back, go and find someone else that can play right back. But I think Letitia definitely should be in there. There must be somebody out there. Somebody.
Anyway,
anyone can play right back.
There are loads of England quality right backs that aren't Maya Letitia.
Yeah,
that would allow Maya Letitia to play centre back, because
that can be blooded in these 2 friendlies that don't mean a lot as well.
Because Esme Morgan can play there, and she insisted playing Esme Morgan at centre back. Niamh Charles can play both full back positions, and for me, Niamh Charles is being criminally underused.
Yes,
for England. because she is an incredible talent. We know what happened with Rachel Daly, as everybody apparently is racing to say in the chat.
I was going to say it, Rich Daly. Yep. I mean, Rich played everywhere, and she can play everywhere, and that was the thing. But yeah, you'd think if you've got someone who is so strong at a particular position, utilize them in that one. But hey, if Serena says she can play right back, and we need cover there, you can kind of understand it.
But I think there's one thing being covered to someone and being like, you are coming in as a right back every time you come in. That must be quite demoralising, I think, as well, just to be told that this is what you're doing. It's not just covering. It's this is what you're here for, kind of thing.
Yeah, this is how I see you, and that's how it's going to be until something changes.
I mean, the stupid thing is nerdily, if you do all the data-driven analysis from last season, the best English right back is Maya Letitia, without question, and it isn't even close between her and Leah Williamson.
We've got a possible penalty for Barcelona here, by the way, just to take us off course.
Ooh.
Like, if you do a get down, Nancy, honestly.
Come on, Nancy. Come on.
If you look at it, basically the way there was the site WSL Analytics did a thing with this where they ranked people based on different qualifications and defensive ability, attacking ability, passing ability. Nancy is trashing the room in the background. She's so annoyed that Maya Letitia is a right back, apparently. But
20 have just scored, just as a little
penalty given to Barca as well, by the way.
Hey.
But yeah, when someone is literally being described as Maya Letitia is being described as the complete modern centre back who is exceptional defensively while offering significant ball progression abilities. And her defensive metrics are the best in the league, and she's third highest in progressing the ball forward. There is no argument for her not to play centre back, unless you happen to be a Dutch coach who has, to be fair to her, won the last 3 European Championships and got to the last 2 World Cup finals.
Yeah.
Oh, she tried it. Sorry.
Oh, who took it? Who took it?
Was it Alexia? Turn around. I can't see. No, I don't think it was.
Who are you?
Oh, what she tried? She's tried a little.
Have they tried to be too clever?
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, it was Potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes misses from the spot. Oh.
Over
right.
the fence.
Roma have got away with one there then. Do you, mate? I bet she'll be fuming. She'll be like, right, I'm scoring a hat trick now. Watch.
I think the problem to some degree is that Serena Wiegman thinks Maya Letitia and Leah Williamson can't play centre back together because because they're similar. They're both ball playing centre backs.
But Letitia is a lot more solid. Like she's more Millie Bright, isn't she? Like she's not scared of a tackle.
You would have to drop Leah Williamson to play Maya Letitia, realistically.
That's okay. She's not in the camp.
This is the interesting thing now, isn't it? Now that Millie Bright
it's for when she's not. But like you say, it's for when she's back in the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when she's back. And we know, of course, Leah's going to play when she's fit. Like that's just a known thing. We've all come to
Arsenal tax.
But you need to start getting that centre back partnership right as well quite quickly.
Yes.
And you need to figure out what it is, who it is.
Yeah, because we've seen, that's so crucial. And I know that seems really obvious to say, but you need that pairing. You need that first choice pairing, because that sets up your whole team. If you've got a solid back line, I
think it's Maya Letitia and Alex Greenwood.
That would be good.
That's potentially the best centre back pairing in the world at the moment.
I quite like that.
Sorry, America and Chelsea fans with Naomi Gover, but no, that is possibly the best centre back pairing in the way because Letitia, like you say, is that solid, strong physically dominant
Yes.
centre back, and Alex Greenwood just apparently works on ESP or something because she is so rarely caught out of position.
Yeah. No, very, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, Serena's watching. That's our shout for centre back pairing. Lionesses here and Alex Greenwood. Done.
But then there'd be less Williamson 6 shirts sold to teenage girls who all support Arsenal, so then you'd have an issue.
Hey, it's all about the merch. It's all about the merch and the glow sticks, isn't it? So we've also had, of course, the under-23 squad announced. And again, some cracking names in there.
Which one of the games will be played at the home of football, Sixfields, as well in a couple of weeks, which we're very excited about.
I think we should all take a trip.
Which you can go and watch for free.
You can on the hill, yeah.
If you know the right hill to stand on.
Yeah, there's only one hill.
Having I can admit this now because I think enough time has passed, the statute of limitations has passed. As a Coventry City fan, I once stood on that hill because I wasn't, because I was one of the people standing outside because I didn't fancy paying to go into Sixfields because of Sisu and the evilness. Nothing against the ground or Northampton Town, Danny, just the ridiculousness of
it was the situation. So I just looked at the chat. Don't put traitors spoilers in here, Matthew.
No, not spoilers. No.
Spoilers.
No, we don't like spoilers. I'm bloody loving the celebrity traitors, by the way.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. So good.
I do wonder actually if the next great England centre back, talking about the England under-23 squad,
football, yes,
will come from the celebrity traitors.
Well, Alan Carr has got that. Alan Carr's got a wonderful left foot. No, Naomi Lazel for me is the next Millie Bright, the next heiress apparent.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because we saw her play quite a lot for City end of last season, didn't we? But she hasn't had that much time this season, has she? I don't think. Because I know a couple of people have said what's happened to Lazel. And again, you can see that progression, can't you, into the seniors? We hope, anyway. But yeah, some cracking names. So you've got, just in case people haven't seen them, in goal, you've got Katie Cox, Faye Kirby, and Natalia Negri. She had a really good game at the weekend. Defenders: Keris Brown, Anouk Denton, Naomi Lazel, Gracie Pryor, Evie Rabjohn, Hannah Silcock, Jessica Simpson. She's still going, thought she was singing.
Yes.
And Mari Ward. Midfielders: Sarah Bracero, Leila Harbert, Ruby Mace, Liv McLaughlin, Lexi Potter, and Maisie Simmons. And then up front, we've got Kira Barry, Mia Enderby, Freya Godfrey, Isabel Goodwin, Lena Gooding-Williams, and Georgia Mullett as well. That's a very good squad. That's a very decent under-23 squad. So yeah, can't wait to see how.
I think Kitty Goodwin can, at this point, feel a little bit annoyed she's not in the senior squad because, again, Arsenal tax. If she was sitting on the bench for Arsenal, she'd be in the seniors. And I am absolutely convinced of that.
She's still been scoring for London City, hasn't she? So it's not as if she's not scoring in the WSL. So yeah,
there'll be a Kang tax soon enough, won't there?
Kang tax, yeah. There'll be a brown envelope full of money just slid under the door at St George's Park. Just
you said it, Fred.
Have we talked much about Gracie Pryor, by the way? Because
I think
she is an absolute unit.
She is.
Like, in awe of the size of this girl. Like, just she's that version of the meme because she looks like she should be playing for the Red Roses. Like, just so strong and powerful and good in the air, and like when you look at the future of the centre back position, we're talking about their strength now, but the future of the English centre back position is ridiculous at the moment.
Yeah, and it's you're looking in. I think I saw something about Serena saying, she's looking to the future and looking to plan and see what happens. And Yeah, I mean, she's got a lot to choose from coming from the youth pathway. Lucy Bronze has just come on. I don't know how I feel about that. She got 3 minutes at the weekend. It's the 59th minute in a Champions League match. No, I know the 3-0 up, but come on, ease her in. Although you can guarantee she was probably ready on the sidelines going, come on, Sonia. Like, it's my time now. I'm back on. Let me on.
I'm assuming there will be no outrageous. Everybody's forgotten now that they were shouting for Sonia to be sacked for daring to not beat Twente.
The goal. I think I've got
There's a goal.
Barcelona. I've got a second goal. I just missed it. I just saw it down the corner of my eye go in, so I don't know who scored. Whacked in from the edge of the area.
Whacked in by, let's have a look. Kika.
It was, yes. Kika. She kika'd it.
She kika'd it into a goal. The description is Barcelona double their advantage in style! Exclamation mark.
Barcelona have just put on Paredes, Pina, and Graham Hansen off the bench. It wasn't bad enough.
What a bench. And I tell you what, they've hardly got any players because they sold them all, but the players that they do still have can't deny the
they absolutely battered Munich last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It wasn't a good night for Bayern. It really wasn't. Right,
it'll be all right when Putellas' leg falls off in like February. She's played every minute.
I know. Let the girl have a break. Like, you get a couple more goals in, sub her off, and then you started. Nessie saying there, yeah, what a bench. Lucy,
London City Lionesses bench 2027.
Dear. Okay, so that
Gang's already filling the truck.
I didn't hear all of that. I just heard filling the truck, and I was like, okay.
Kang's got filling the truck, I think Paul said.
Yeah, she's already filling the truck with money or chloroform. I'm not sure which.
Does it smell like money to you? No, and we jest just in case anyone doesn't know the humour yet. We jest, of course.
We jest about the chloroform. We're not jesting about Michelle Kang throwing money about stuff. We're not saying she'll actually knock out and kidnap.
Oh, now is that another goal for Chelsea? Is it Sam Kerr?
Ooh.
I have lots of questions. She looks very happy, so I'm assuming it was Sam Kerr. Hang on. Bear with caller.
So Sam Kerr has done
the replay.
Kerr things.
It's coming up as Baltimore on the BBC's.
Well, Sam Kerr's very happy for her then.
It's good to see Chelsea's third choice striker being given a chance and getting in on the act. Isn't it?
No, so it came off.
That squad rotation.
Sam Kerr's head. Yeah, Sam Kerr's head. I mean, it kind of took a deflection. Was it an own goal? Or was it Cuthbert? Might have been it.
Somebody scored for Chelsea.
There's been a goal for Chelsea, but by who, Chris Kamara?
Aaron Cut Henry. That's who scored. Or Aaron Cut here. Aaron who?
That's her other job. That's her other job, working as a surgeon in like Glasgow Royal Infirmary. Aaron, cut here.
Very good. Yeah, I think it was a Sam Kerr header, and then it took a deflection, and then Aaron Cuthbert put it in the back of the net as a little deflection.
Is Myra Ramirez still injured then? Or
she is.
Sorry?
We've not really heard much about Myra Ramirez, have we? Because she's been
she's
still out. Yeah, still out. Long term. I think they said Kadeisha Buchanan has had a setback as well, I believe. Again, Chelsea fans in the chat put me right with that one. But yeah, there's a couple of injury setbacks.
Yeah, it must be hard for Chelsea losing a striker through injury and only being able to bring on Sam Kerr.
Oh, imagine being in that situation.
No, the squad stretched thin.
Thin, but can still make up 3 starting 11s. Anyway, speaking of injuries, there was some mixed news this week when it came to injuries. Eva Payot was feared to have injured her ACL, ruptured her ACL. But Barca announced after scans it was in fact her posterolateral complex of her right knee. And in layman's terms, that's a PLC. So it's still in the,
Public
in the
limited
knee.
company.
No. WPLM.
Is this how they get around injuries now? It's for tax purposes.
And it's PLC limited for all of your knee needs. So it's still a group of tendons in the knee and usually is associated with an ACL or a PCL. But she is lucky, no ACL tear, and she's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So not bad in the grand scheme of things, considering we know ACLs can be a year on a good time. However, in the WSL, those 3 letters did rear their ugly head because Marie Holbinger had to be replaced during their clash with Man City at the weekend. So we do send all of our love that it is a smooth recovery. And that was going to be a lovely link to Danny talking about the Liverpool game. However, Paul, you can go first. Now, London City West Ham was one you wanted to talk about. It was a 1-0. People saying West Ham need a new keeper, but it's not all Shemik's fault, is it? Do you want to talk us a bit through about that match? Because it was a bit
I watched that match, so you didn't have to.
You took one for the team.
I took one for the team because Christ, West Ham are bad. Like, honestly, Shakira Martinez looks like a shadow of her former self, and I don't know whether that's.
I don't know what's happened. No.
As does Rico Wecki, and I'm not sure whether that's because the team are crap or because they've regressed to the mean. But
yeah,
West Ham just look like a team playing already, like they're already relegated. They made London City look like Barcelona, and London City are not Barcelona. Sorry, Nessie.
It's hard to watch, though, isn't it? Because like you know what West Ham can do, and they can be tough opponents. They really, really can. And people are starting to say, "Okay, is this it for Skinner now?" So, do you think Skinner's in trouble?
I don't know who's going to come in though.
Well, that's the other question, isn't it? Yeah,
because nobody wants that job because it's basically nailing down the coffin on a corpse at this point. Like,
I know, man. He looks a bit like a corpse.
You know, man. Say his name and he appears.
The mask is gone, but his spirit remains. Yes, Emma, of course. Emma got there before me. Yes.
We believe in Phil. Imagine if he saved West Ham. We'd have to like actually go from sarcastically talking about him for jobs to being serious.
Come on, Phil.
I mean, very few.
Yeah, lucky to be a pain in the arse. Yeah.
West Ham fans are suffering though because, like,
hold on,
they've got an owner who's a porn baron, and Karen Brady as well, who is not a porn baroness for legal reasons.
Just to make it very clear, yeah.
Just to make it very clear. But there are all sorts of horrible issues going on around dodgy conduct of West Ham's owners and investigations and rumoured stuff, which again, for legal reasons, we can't talk about. But if you have a look, you'll probably have an idea. And the women have kind of been left to one side after occasionally looking like they're weird. They have the occasional bursts where it's almost like someone in the West Ham owner's office remembers they exist and chucks a few quid so they can have like Christy Mewis turn up or something. and then they kind of disappear again. And nobody watches a West Ham game through choice at this point. Not even No, not even West Ham fans. They do because they're kind of there, like, and they're going along and supporting. But I don't think they're going to games genuinely expecting to win. I think at this point they might as well have the hair shirts and the reeds and the whacking themselves over the back of the on the way to having to on a pilgrimage of penance to Dagenham and Redbridge.
Pilgrimage of penance. Well, this is in there. Very few away fans. I was really surprised.
And if a London City fan is saying there's very few away fans,
But it's the thing, isn't it? It gets to a point where, and I thought that about the number of Spurs fans at the Chelsea game. There didn't seem to be that many. So I don't know if it's just if kind of the more fair weather people think, oh, we're not going to win, we're not going to go. And then you just get like the dedicated supporters that follow every week. That's turn up. So
Spurs and West Ham they just seem apathetic. Like the fan bases just seem apathetic towards their women's team, even when they're doing well. Like,
because I mean,
and it's very rare because Liverpool are horrific, but they have a dedicated set of Liverpool women fans who travel up and down the country, and will watch them often choosing to support the women instead of the men if they're playing together.
Got another penalty by the way here.
Another one.
Another Palanti.
Oh, another Palanti. Because my London geography is not the best, so I just had a look. I knew one was north and one was west. But yeah, no, that's a complete lie. I do apologise.
West Ham is in East London because, of course, it is.
Yeah, I was thinking West Ham versus Chelsea, but that doesn't make sense. I was thinking Spurs. Ignore me. I'm just clearly going off for 1 minute.
But traveling across London or traveling from quartering the points of the compass in London is nightmarish. Remember.
Well, I'm just having a look.
Public transport. Anyway.
So from the Chigwell Construction Stadium to the Copperjacks Community Stadium is an hour and 43. So that's still a decent day out. It's not undoable.
Alexia's
but it's very much. She's going to redeem herself.
Yeah,
is that an hour and 43 minutes by public transport?
Yes. 45 minutes in the car, allegedly.
Love you call it a lovely day out there. An hour and a half.
Decent, like an hour and 43 there. You watch a match, an hour and 43 back. Like it's not a.
You commit to it, yeah.
Day. Yeah. It's definitely doable. You could walk it in 7 hours if you wanted to.
For a mere £8 because of the way the London Underground zones work. Lovely.
Just tap the card. I have no idea what they're charging. But yeah, it's not as if fans can't get there for whatever reason. So it just seems a shame that they didn't have the fans there.
I mean, it's ironic they play at the Chigwell Community Stadium because Birds for Feather apparently don't flock together when they're West Ham fans. There's an obscure TV reference.
Oh dear.
Was that an actual Birds of a Feather reference?
It was an actual Birds of a Feather reference because it's set in Chigwell, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Pauline Quirk and the other one who wasn't Pauline Quirk.
Another Northampton native was Dorian from Next Door on that programme.
The one from Next Door.
Yeah, the one from Next Door, yeah.
Oh dear. And Leslie Joseph, she was in Birds of a Feather?
That's it. That's what I was thinking
She was the other one. She was the one who wasn't
Dorian.
Pauline Quirk.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one, third one.
Pauline Quirk, who was so bothered by having to play Birds of a Feather that she became
Linda Robson.
Linda Robson, yes.
Hold on. Was
Pauline
on
Quirk, who went from Birds of a Feather to playing the scariest serial killer ever. Like,
really?
Yes. And it wasn't Cracker, but it was something like that. Hold on. 90s TV. This is award-nominated stuff. If the judges are watching this.
If the judges have got the wrong day, then we win.
Here's Lynn's 20-minute walk from the station. Oh, that's a pain. Okay. That is a pain. Pauline
Perpetua Sheen.
Pauline
Pauline Quirk's name is.
Simon saying there's no way that's 45 minutes. Probably at like 2 in the morning when there's, hardly any. I say hardly any traffic. It's London. When there's less traffic, then it's probably 45 minutes.
The
Or he could
Sculptress.
fly.
That's what Pauline Quirk was in.
The which one, sorry?
He played the serial killer in The Sculptress, which is a Minette
The
Walters novel, and is terrifying. She is terrifying.
Ooh. Hey, sign of a good actor when you can do the full range. The full range. Glasgow City injury time 6-5 on aggregate.
Nice.
Very good indeed. 5-3 on the night, 6-5. Yeah, is absolutely massive. What are we talking about? West Ham, yes. So West Ham and Liverpool still. In fact, I'll get the table up. Courtesy of BBC Sport because mine crashed and I lost everything. Liverpool and West Ham still at the bottom with 0 points. West Ham, of course, with that awful goal difference of -15. It's not looking good in the grand scheme of things, is it? Do you think there's something that they can do, Paul, within the team as they are? Do they just need to do something, or do you think a change of a manager would help that? Because something's got to change, hasn't it?
I don't know who they bring in. Like, because I mean, as an example, the level of job. I don't want to compare the men's and the women's game, but I will in the sense Paul Robinson was not briefly. He was West Ham women's manager for quite some time. He is now assistant coach at Stratford Town.
Okay.
So, I don't think there are many WSL level managers who actually would want the West Ham job at this point, because there's no real progression there, and they look like a team that doesn't really care much, and the club don't seem to care much about their team.
Yeah, it's a bit of a state at the minute, isn't it? And as Tony Wright says, the weirdest thing is that they beat Brighton in the Sandwich Cup. They did midweek last week. They beat Brighton, so it can be done. So it just makes you think: what can they do in the league that can replicate what they've done in the other fixtures? But yeah, as Nessie says, West Ham need to be relegated to see if the club do care or not. The only thing with that, of course, is if the club say, "Oh, well, you're relegated now. You're definitely not getting that money," and then it goes from bad to worse. Because we've seen it happen, haven't we, with plenty of other clubs? And the club just kind of give up to an extent. So London City 1, West Ham 0. Because the only goal, Aslani kind of nicked it off the keeper, didn't she? Was that the one?
Yeah, it was an attempt to play out from the back. Which stop it!
Everyone stop it! It's a pain in the bum. No one needs it.
Just stop playing out from the back, because the trouble is that Pep Guardiola's done it, and now every dickhead in Sunday League thinks they can play out from the back. And women's football, there are teams forcing themselves into playing out from the back when their players are better used to doing other things and other styles. And good. So Kosova's line is a fash. That's wonderful as well. Because
great.
The double was that great Paul seeing that he's off, or was that just
no it was in a for God's sake, why I forgot that. Hopefully, can we plead ignorance that she doesn't know what it was? But
as a Swedish Albanian, proudly Swedish Albanian whose brother plays for Albanian,
I give people the benefit of the doubt.
She's a fash. The Albanians do not make that gesture without knowing what it means. Or people of Albanian ancestry do not make that gesture without knowing what it means.
I just had a moment where I thought Sonia's changed. It's not. The Paris FC coach at a certain angle She doesn't look like Sonia, but they're similar enough that you think, what's happened to you? And yeah, just thought Sonia had really changed up.
Also she's Swedish, Kosovar Asllani. So it's interesting that she's doing the gesture as a national pride to do it. And you also have the issue of doing it where because there is the thing, because it's a very, very tricky part of the world, but the double eagle is also very, very loaded, because if Kosovar people perform it, it's, again, Kosovar pride because of ethnicity. And the 2018 World Cup players performed it while scoring against Serbia and were fined for doing so because it was seen as provocative.
Oh, well,
and as Tony says, she was told not to do it.
And then stopped doing it. But even better news, there's been a penalty in the Leuven versus Twente game, and it is now 1-1. So let me change my ticket. There we go. And it is OH Leuven 1, FC Twente 1. Ooh, that's going to be a good result if they can hang on to that one. Very good. Yeah, so just 1-0. Again, unconvincing, a very unconvincing one. In fact, if I put the results up, we've got them all here. A lot of teams, apart from Man United, really struggled to find their scoring boots this week. And Danny, we were going to talk about Liverpool Man City, weren't we? Because I mentioned there about Marie Hobbinger having to go off through injury, which we now know as ACL. So that's going to be a huge knock-on effect. But can we take it the fact that Liverpool almost got a point? They were right there, weren't they? It was just right that last minute that it all kind of fell apart with the offside. But is that a sign of things starting to change? Or should we still be worried? What do you think?
I think we should still be a little bit worried. I think obviously competing against a team like Man City and taking the lead against them as well. When they scored the goal, you could see them change. Like they'd been struggling a little bit to get out in the first half. Obviously, just the one goal so far this season coming into the game. And you kind of think against City, they're trying to hold out. But then when they got the goal, you could see it almost like the everything being lifted off their shoulders suddenly they're like, oh, actually we are a decent team if we can put it together, and we can find a goal and we can do it. And scoring at the start of the second half was really, really good for them and their confidence. I thought they needed it to last longer to be 1-0 up, I think, in that to keep it at 1-0 and to try and defend it. But I think they will take a little bit of confidence with what they got to get in front, because I think they contained Man City quite a lot in the first half and they managed to come out with a game plan and nick the goal. So I think it will give them something. Whether it's enough, I'm not sure. They've probably got a little bit more about them than West Ham have. Good players across the squad, and they just needed to put it together. Not convinced by Gareth Taylor, to be honest, but who is really? It's still slightly concerned, but maybe not pitching up in the wholly concerned camp that West Ham have pitched up in at the moment. Yeah,
I was just imagining a holy tent as you were saying.
Holy tent, yeah. Don't do that. Don't have a holy tent.
Yeah, West Ham currently, all the rain is pouring in. Liverpool's like, I've got a few drips, but we're all right.
Liverpool have just patched it up a little bit with some.
It's like, we'll be fine. Yeah. But yeah, so like we kind of said, it's still in the 11th, -8, still got slightly better goal difference.
Yeah.
But they are starting to score.
However, City right in the title race, by the way. I think after this, obviously coming from her, City's right in the title race still. I think we thought it might have been over a couple of weeks ago, but the strength of the players coming in this season, they've seemed to be ready for injuries better this season than they were last season. Iman Benet coming in, 2-2 for her. Now, one of our highlights of the summer was watching her in action. So that she's up and running now, took a goal really well again. And I think they seem like they're really up for it this season. Now that they seem like they know that Chelsea got a few vulnerabilities. They're really trying to go for it. So to nick that goal later on, that'll give them a massive boost as well. Alba Virgino with that goal. Lovely finish as well, that was. enjoyed that.
Yes, and because like you said last season when they had a whole like starting 11 on the bench, didn't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it was just, we all said, right, as long as they just survive this season, that's literally all they can do because of the injury. So to have them in a very confident, prominent position, and like you said, they just feel like they're more adaptable, maybe a bit more flexible and a bit more.
They've started to play a little bit more direct at times as well, which is probably helpful to them. Like we said, don't play tippy-tappy football if you haven't got the players, so we don't need to. They're playing a little bit more direct. It's playing to Bunny Shaw's strengths a lot more. She's bringing other people. She's not maybe scoring as many as she was last season, but she's bringing in the players around her really well. So I think they're going to be right up there and battling. And again, we'll say every week, but Yui, what a player! What a player! What a human! Out Susan Perb. She is Yui, tremendous. Every time you watch her, she's just the star.
Yeah, criminally underrated.
Apart from us.
So we shall keep talking about her. What do you think about this one, Danny? Nessie saying Chris Fisk isn't good enough for captain. She's not shouty enough. Does a captain need to be shouty?
I think you need to be a little bit shouty. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's some captains play by example, don't they? Some captains like to scream and shout and be in everyone's faces. Others lead by example. So I think it depends what you want from a captain. You want to be you want to shout a little bit because you need to pull people in and really lead that way. But you do get those leaders who just do it by example. Then in the changing rooms, they're sat down and they're really considered in what they're saying. So there's different ways of doing it, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got like your captains like your Kim Littles, and who are very much the figure you want in the dressing room and the figure that you kind of look up to and lead by example. Absolutely. Apparently, she hasn't done any of the post-game interviews.
Oh.
I don't know who picks them. To be honest, I think it's more to do with the club who picks them rather than her.
I don't know. I wonder if it's the media request them. But...
It tends to be. I don't know whether it's the same at WSL level, but when I used to do it at Coventry United, it was very much you're interviewing this person.
Yeah, you kind of get told who's available for that moment. Yeah, so it might be a club thing, Nessie. It might not be particularly her. It might just be other people are maybe more comfortable in the limelight. Maybe.
Although I suppose one of the major roles of the captain is to be face of the team, you could gently argue. Like, there's nothing. For example, if Grace Fisk can't do that, there's nothing stopping her being, if you like, dressing room captain, but the ceremonial captain who does the interviews and stuff, or even a vice. They have a vice captain come out and do all the interviews. Yeah,
that made more sense, wouldn't it? But we don't know. Watch the space. She might do the next one, Nessie. You never know. Evening, Alex, and not sure if Jess Fishlog's been mentioned. Yes, we had a whole segment at the beginning about squad announcements and retirement announcements as well. So you can check it back and see if we did it justice. But yeah, true legend of the game, and she will be incredibly, incredibly missed. Now, the rest of the weekend in the WSL, the only one really of note was the United game, to be honest. Villa Leicester, I think I said at the time, was probably the worst game of football I've ever watched in my life. And just so you all know, I'm not exaggerating. There were 3 bullet points on the BBC Sport report of this. And it's the at a glance that they started doing. The first one was this little gem. Villa dominate but cannot score. Yeah. The second one was Leicester grow into game. And the third one, Fox's winless away run continues. That's it. They were all the key points of that match. Villa should have been about 3 or 4-0 up in the first half. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Force field around it. Just not good at all. Second half, just couldn't keep hold of it, and it was just god awful. So yeah, we're not going into that one this week. No one needs
the same thing over and over again, weren't they, Villa, in that game? They were just like, it seemed to be trying to get in the same way and not really having a plan B about having a second option.
Yeah. And I was just getting very frustrated at it because I was like, what are you doing? That didn't work the last time you did it. It's not going to work again. So you're right. I mean, there is improvement there, and it is a point. Like, let's take the positive from it. It is a very good point in a league where we genuinely don't know what's going to happen each week. So the point is fine, but in the grand scheme of things, it was 2 points lost, and they should have got the win in that first half. But unfortunately, they didn't do enough, and it's annoying because they turn up against the bigger teams, and yet the ones they need to beat, just nothing, absolutely nothing. So yeah, it wasn't good, to be honest. Wish I watched something else. The thing that really Freya, how many times did you shout at the screen cursor? The whole way through, Tony. Don't worry. First half not so much. Definitely second half. That was awful, especially when it's starting to get foggy. It's starting to get cold. I will just shout this out as well. So bearing in mind it was cold, the coffee bar shop thing wasn't open when people were getting there. The fan zone that they said was going to be there wasn't there. Rachel Daly's presentation for her was it for her MBE or her appearances? That didn't happen. So all of this was like announced. Then they opened like the food shops and the coffee shops and things like 10 minutes before kickoff, and the people on the counters said, "Oh, they didn't tell us what time kickoff was." So there was 12 o'clock kickoff, and no one knew what time kickoff was, so nothing was open.
But apart from all that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
And you just like get it together. Like, it's not hard. There is So yeah, a lot of people annoyed. And then you've got to stay through that performance, and you're just like, why did I come? Why was it worth it? Why did I do it? But it was a point at the end of the day. Danny, were you saying goal?
Yeah, fourth goal for Barca. Easy.
Is it fourth?
Possibly Graham Hansen, potentially.
Yes, Graham Hansen. Yep. Well done.
Into the back post.
4-0.
See, I'm immured to watching bad football now because I had to sit through that Coventry United season where they were regularly being beaten 5-0 at home and 3-0 down. They went 3-0 down against Sunderland in 20 minutes. And it's just like... and it's not even the first time of the season. It's just like, okay, I've also watched Northern Irish League football willingly on several occasions and paid to go on Boxing Day.
Oh, God. It's just when you know full well that your team can do so much better. And for whatever reason, everyone has bad days, I know. But it just didn't work and it didn't click, and it's infuriating. And Kirsty Hansen needs to start. They need to stop with this whole super sub thing. Yes, we know she can do it, but that's against teams like your Arsenals, like your Chelseas, where you think, right, we need a bit of energy in those final bits. Like, fair enough, bring her on. When it's against Leicester, no offense, Leicester, but when you know you should be beating them from the start, get your players on.
Yeah, on.
Unbop
it.
Exactly. Unbop it. Now, that was my quite succinct rant about the Leicester. That ended 0-0.
TV highlight of the week.
I miss Harry Hill.
Arsenal played Brighton. Michelle Germain scored. They won 1-0. Move on. Because Michelle Germain didn't score because Maurice Olislager scored.
Yes. So my question to you both was going to be: Chelsea only 1-0 against Tottenham, courtesy of Kira Walsh. Arsenal only 1-0 against Brighton, but it was an own goal from Olislagers. But they still won. They still got the point. So does it matter that it wasn't more, or do we expect more from them? Danny, what do you think?
I don't think it matters too much. From the reactions of Chelsea fans over the last few weeks, it probably matters to them more that it's not 2 or 3-0 against Tottenham, but Tottenham have had a good start to the season. Arsenal, Brighton are a decent side on their day as well, aren't they? So you take the points.
Yeah, take them where you can get them. Yeah, absolutely.
Take them points.
Because then you've got, of course, all the beef online that it's like, oh, you can only win when it's an own goal, and you can only do this and when it's a penalty.
Nonsense.
And it's like, oh, for God's sake, it's 3 points. I would
It's
love for us to
boring.
get 3 points. But yeah, the twits can be a great place when people come together and support each other and stuff. But my God, Warsaw
It's
social
also
media at the
got
minute
But
is...
it's also got Arsenal and Chelsea fan bases on it. And
And they're horrible to each other.
just so many.
Like, it's not banter.
Teen girls
at
and
all.
girls
It's school playground a lot of the time, isn't it?
It is.
Oh yeah, it's horrendous, and it's just like if you.
Which is why I'm sat alone in the corner crying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rocking.
And there's childhood trauma, everybody. We live in it. Thank you.
Hey, I know they've
scored.
won. Hey,
Nice.
hey.
Janina Coister, by the way, who is 16 and already has two UWCL goals, if you count the qualifying goals, and has now scored a 108th minute winning goal.
108.
She's loving it.
She's living it like that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's have a little look then. So Leuven, am I saying that right? Leuven.
Oh, Leuven.
Leuven.
Oh,
It's Leuven.
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 Oh, Leuven.
That's how you say it. They scored with 21 seconds to go.
Hey. Very good. So they won against 20-1. Chelsea ended their run 4-0 against Paddy FC. We said Wolfsburg 2, Vålerenga 1. And from earlier, we had Lyon 3, Simpleton 0. And
So by that logic, Leuven are now going to beat Chelsea, which is going to cause levels of meltdown so far never seen.
Yes, that'd be really fun. And yes, Barcelona 4, Roma 0. That'd be great if that happened. That would be great.
Also play at Belgium at the Red Flames International Stadium as well. Dendreef.
Dendreef.
Yeah,
Stadium.
Dendreef. Fantastic. Yeah, Tony's in there as our Chelsea representative. That being said, we played a currently good Spurs side. Yeah, they're doing well. Arsenal played a depleted Brighton side and they only won 1-0. See, that's it. It's the little quips, isn't it? Well, they only did this.
Beating Brighton 1-0 isn't for everyone. Honestly. Washed club. Just fuck off, young people.
They've got the points. So who are we to
speak
to
proper
argue?
bloody English if you're going to talk about football, for Christ's sake.
However,
I'm not loud.
Right on. We did. So our Kloiber was there at the weekend for the Everton Man United game, the first ever women's game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, or the Big Dick, as you were. Over 18,000 people were there, which is fantastic. And Everton took the lead, of course. It was all looking great. And Chloe said, she sent us loads of voice notes. She was very happy about it. She said it was the best the Toffees have played for a while. So even though the scoreline wasn't great, for one, it's looking up because they dipped a bit, didn't they, after the derby, but they're coming back. I will ask questions about injury in a moment to you both. So I'll just go through the rest of what she said. She said, shout out for Ruby Mace. She was incredible. Should be a shout out for her to get a call too. And Jess Park, of course, getting that brace late on within a couple of minutes, wasn't it? In the 80. Did I write it down? Was that quite nice? Did I do it? Minutes before the final whistle. That's what I've put. There we go.
Did I write it down? Was that quite nice?
I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. Okay, just accept it. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed. You two post.
Toffee donut, 10 out of 10 though. As well.
Toffee donut, yeah. She says she really rates the toilets and the toffee donuts. So there you go. So as women in football stadiums, you queue the whole time. She said when she went to, oh God, where was she? She went to another game and she was queuing for like the whole of halftime. Like she missed like the start of the second half. Whereas this one, they've made the cubicles slightly smaller, which means they've got more toilets in. So she was only queuing for a little bit. So hats off to the women's toilets at the Big Dick Stadium. So well done. And yeah, she went, Jess Park, she's quite good, isn't she? And she absolutely is. Now, the question I had for both of you was, Courtney Brosnan's injury, we knew she was injured. We knew she was going to be out for a while. But it came out this week, a bit more about it. And we also had a bit more about Simi Urujo as well, has been out with an MCL. And no one had talked about that before. So should clubs be more transparent about injuries? Or do fans have to accept that sometimes things stay behind closed doors and that's just how it is? So, Paul, do you think clubs need to be clear on what's going on, or it's just saying it's a knee and that's it?
I think if there's no issue of confidentiality and it isn't either an embarrassing injury or an injury where the absence isn't because the player specifically requested privacy. You know what is wrong with saying, "Oh, she's done a ligament in her knee, and it will take this long to recover from," or "This is the prognosis."
Yeah, because then it gives clarity, doesn't it, with what's going on, and then you're not constantly wondering what's going to happen. When are they back? Can we plan for the future? That kind of thing. Yeah, Danny, have you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I don't know. It all depends on the players and stuff as well. Of it sometimes, doesn't it? The individuals and what they want, how they want it communicated. Because obviously, it affects them the most.
Yeah,
so
whether
they want to share it, yeah, because they've got to deal with all the sort of fallout from it as well on that side of things. So I think it's just a case by case in that situation.
Yes. Yeah, because we all know, as Graham's put in the chat there, our coach, Chloe's been very, very concerned about what's wrong with our court.
Yeah, she's been trying to push our Bri for the answers, hasn't she, for a while?
Yes.
She's not getting
and alas, they were not forthcoming for quite a while. So yeah, because we just, as fans, you just want everyone to be okay. You just want everyone to be okay. But if it's something that's only going to be a few weeks or it's a slight knock, you think, why cause a fuss maybe? But of course, when it's something big like an ACL, then of course you want the announcement. Because Villa used to do nice little injury graphics just to keep everyone updated. Like, Consul's still out. And they were really good because then you knew the state of the team. So yeah, if more clubs could just out for the week or not selected or something, don't even have to give a reason. So just clarity would be quite nice. Right then, let's have a look. So yeah, Man United again, really good start to the season, playing very, very well. What a move for Jess Park. She's looking very confident and free and just very she just looks at ease, doesn't she, in her new role. So let's have a quick rundown then. So Aston Villa 0, Leicester City 0, Chelsea 1, Spurs 0, London City 1, West Ham 0, Everton 1, Man United 4, Arsenal 1, Brighton 0, and Liverpool 1, Man City 2, even though Liverpool did have that last-minute goal ruled out for offside. Heartbreaking stuff. And we'll just have a quick look at the table before we go on to WSL 2. So like we said earlier, or like Danny said earlier, I should say, Chelsea up the top with 16, but City there with 15, United 14 points, slight drop to Spurs on 12, Arsenal on 11, and then the other drop again. And I think between 6th and 10th, a bit like last season, that order is going to keep on changing about, but it's probably still going to be those teams there. So London City in 6th, Brighton in 7th place, Villa in 8th, Important to note as well, Villa and Liverpool still have a game in hand. Leicester in 9th, Everton 10th, Liverpool 11th, and West Ham down in the relegation spot right there. Right then. And someone is very happy that Spurs are still above Arsenal. Because then you get people as well going, oh, well, Spurs have had all the easy matches. They haven't played anyone tough yet. And then they've just played Chelsea and got...
They played Man City as well, didn't they? They got hammered by Man City, didn't they? A few weeks ago.
I think so.
By the way, if you do get to see the highlights, absolute scenes for Leuven. It's about of a winner.
Is it Thundy B?
I don't know whether it counts as a Thundy B. It's a drive into the top corner, but it's not necessarily a Thundy B.
It's not.
Oh, that's disappointing. See, Nessie there. LCL were above Arsenal for 5 minutes. It was beautiful. Yeah, it's always good when you're like the first fixture of the season and you just be like, yes, we're top of the league for about 30 seconds. There.
Speaking of being top of the league, Sky Blue Army. Anyway, moving on.
London City 6 with the third worst goal difference. Yeah, if we just put that back up, -7. That's up there. There you go. So it just shows you, even if you do concede 14 goals, just score a few more.
Score 15.
Get the points. There we go. That's my wisdom for the evening, everyone. My wisdom. Now then, I talked about WSL struggling to find their shooting boots. That's what they roll the WSL 2 this week. Every single one of them. And I even put in my notes 22 goals were scored. We had, of course, looking at the top there, a really good point for Sunderland away to Crystal Palace, 1-1. So that was Howitt and Katie Watson who got the equaliser for Sunderland. Durham returned to top form with a very comfortable victory over Forest, despite Forest outshooting them by 1.5 times. Like it was mad. But it shows Maiden Castle is still a very, very hard place to go. But the one we need to talk about, Danny, is this huge scoreline.
Ding dong.
I mean, what is there? Is there something above a ding dong? Because 5-2 is.
It's true. It's getting.
7 goals.
It's even moving away from ding dong status, isn't it? Because it's just ding 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 dong, and then ding 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 ding. It starts sounding like a crazy frog.
A carry on. So there we go.
A carry on. Oh, carry on up the Pompey.
Carry on up the Pompey.
Carry on up the Pompey. But what a game this was! And they played each other a few days before in the Sub Cup, didn't they? And Southampton won 1-0, I think it was. So it didn't really point to a classic.
I was going to say, no one expected this scoreline, did they?
No one expected the Spanish Inquisition.
No one expected this scoreline after 20 minutes either.
No, exactly. I mean, Pompey coming into it like ravaged by injuries as well. They've got a lot of players out, so I don't think many people had much hope for them. But 2-0 up within the early doors. Georgie Freeland with a corner and Annie Wilding heading in the first one, and then Freeland scored direct from the corner. Looped in from the left-hand side, straight in, and the commentator was like, "Did that just go straight in?" And he had to say, "Yes, yes, it did." He had to answer himself because there's only one commentator on it. So yeah, so Georgie Freeland, yes. Yeah. So when they're 2-0 up, they're lovely odd stuff. But I think as soon as Southampton got the 1 goal back, it always looked like they were going to win the game. I thought Abby Ferguson was Susan Perb on the right hand side for Southampton. Seen her a little bit this season. She's been excellent. I think she was part of the Hibs team that won the league in the SWPL. Is that what it's called? Last season. She's been brilliant for Southampton so far. She scored again here, beat a couple of defenders and gave it a little toe poke for 2-1. Then we had Michaela McAloney, who scored the goal in midweek as well. So she smashed one in from outside the area. That was 2-2. And then at that point, you just thought Southampton are going to run away with it, which they did because the momentum just switched to them. Pompey, bless them, tried, but you could tell that wind of Southampton was coming, and England called up Jessica Simpson. Not that one, made it 3-2, and that one again, same end, straight from a corner. Second goal, 2 goals in the game, direct from a corner. Incredible, one for each team. And then it was Ferguson again for 4-2. Curlin went in, so that's her second of the game. And then McAloney got her second in injury time, but really well taken goal. So yeah, I mean, it didn't tell the whole story because I think Pompey were really good at times. It was just that switch in between when Ferguson got that first goal. Southampton just looked like they were going to score and score. They've got bags of goals in them. Really exciting team actually to watch when they're in full power. They just need to get into like show their confidence a bit more. Southampton, I think, because they've got it in them, like they showed when they sort of scored the few goals in a row. If they can keep that going week in, week out, that's what's going to take them up. Because in this league, you get a consistent run of form, you're flying, and they've got the players to do it by the looks of it.
Yeah, what a turnaround from last season. Absolutely. And
Of course, when Jess Simpson scored, the Southampton fans said that they wanted to love her forever.
I didn't have any. I had no Jessica Simpson songs.
Did she do Boots Are Made for Walking? Because we can totally do football Boots Are Made for Walking.
Oh, I think she did, yeah. Was it for a movie? Possibly.
Was it?
She
Right.
did. She did.
Do you remember
for the Dukes of Hazzard?
Dukes of Hazzard, yes.
When her sister Ashley Simpson did that MTV performance, was it? And she was miming, and she was all caught up. It's a really famous video of her coming on and miming, and the soundtrack being completely behind her, and she just walked off in the end. I think just left a song playing.
I fancied Ashley Simpson because she was like the goth version of Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
In the 2000s.
How mad was it though that we went through a period in those early 2000s where if your big sister was famous, then the little sister was also famous?
It had to be. Yeah.
Brittany and Jamie Lynn. Remember those times. So there we go. Hey,
I mean, out of my head by Ashley Simpson is a tune, by the way.
It is. I agree. She's 45 now, Jessica Simpson.
45.
Just let everyone know. 45, yeah. Just let everyone know.
That's what everyone tunes in for, really.
The stats. That's what we're here for, Danny. The stats.
It's just because here it's a whole new world. That's what it is.
Ashley Simpson is 41. She was the older one, was she? No.
Jessica Simpson was the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45. Yeah.
Ashley Simpson's my age. I don't know why I said that, but hey.
You got something in common.
That's part of the battle. There we go. The dream's still alive. Unlike for ALG Sport losing 17-0 to Galatasaray in the Super League Women Round 6. Which we know because of Spready Fan Chris, who is so good with updates. He's now updating us on the Turkish league.
Wow. 17-0. Yeah, as Kluber rightly coined quite a while ago, a Wampa Banga Wanga should be above a ding dong.
Yeah, Wampa Banga Wanga, yeah.
Just almost as many syllables as goals. So.
Very good. Seven goal thriller. 7 goal
Chris,
indeed.
why have you got the Turkish Women's League on your football update page? You have to pick stuff like that. Like, I can understand having like the Northeast Regional Women's Football League Division 1 or whatever the league that Chester Street and Fenimore playing is. It's something like that. I'm going to be told I've got regional and women's in the wrong order or something.
Hey, Chris is diverse in his football.
It's the Nerfle.
Nerfle.
That's what we refer to it as, the Nerfle.
The Nerfle. But no, Danny, I was looking at the stats from that match, football. Southampton, 10 shots, 6 on target and scored 5 of them. I mean, I think you'd be hard-pressed anywhere else in the league to look at the stats, look at the on targets, and they actually scored them.
Clinical. Yeah, that's the difference, how clinical they were.
Yeah, just very, very impressive. But like I said, it's a good outing for Portsmouth because they were getting joy from it, weren't they? It was just a shame that, like you said, Southampton just could take it up another few keys.
I thought Atlanta Primus was good as well, by the way, and she's daughter of former Pompey men's player Limboy Primus, so that was fun.
Limboy.
Pompey.
The only footballer who sounds like a stove. Like, just
Sounds like a what?
Linvoy
stove.
Primus. He sounds like a stove.
No, he sounds like a stove. Boy Primus.
We're not going to finish it. Oh, okay.
Atlanta Primus is just like Southern American stoves.
Yeah.
No, Atlanta Primus sounds like a channel on Sky, like a Discovery Channel.
Atlanta Primus.
Atlanta
It
Primus.
sounds like a shit planet in Star Trek, The Next Generation. Like Captain's log, Stardate 43127.4. We are orbiting the system of Atlanta Primus, where
Oh,
an
it is nice.
unconvincing alien is
It
about
works.
to have a vague moral dilemma.
Well, for everything. Chris, it's a full leagues from Europe, Asia, South America, etc. And it's a list of letter order of country.
Does that mean
That
you have
sounds
the
pretty good.
Luxembourg League?
Oh, here we go.
Because that would be amazing. Because didn't we have the conversation about the Lux? Because we were talking about when we did the international
Oh, we
games,
were, yeah.
which we can do again.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about the women's international break. We can pick obscure fixtures and talk about
Yes.
shit like Lionesses or like.
Yes. If we've got any new watchers, listeners, we did do the obscure leagues. We did do a check-in on those last time, last break, and it was really fun. So we'll definitely have to do that again. So yeah, Paul, you get your pick of the games. Did anything catch your eye this weekend?
I mean, Birmingham City continuing to send us
Revenge tour this weekend.
on something of a revenge tour, and you said Natalia Negri had a good weekend.
Well, no, she made some very good saves
But she was up against an offensive juggernaut in Birmingham City, to be fair. Which...
as part of that weekend. It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. So that's where that comment came from.
Speaking of it could have been a lot worse, Newcastle United.
5 saves.
Can't.
There you go. Five
Newcastle
saves.
United can't get much worse. It's very, very funny. They keep pulling out last-minute draws, which
Yeah,
I'm
'cause what
sure
was
is what the nation
89th?
state.
89th minute, lowest draw.
I mean, at this point, Becky Langley isn't going near any travel shops, is she? Like, sees suitcases in the window and goes in the other direction. Because honestly,
She's still very positive in her post matches, though.
I mean, she is, but she also has those owners.
Well,
And
yeah.
Although amusingly,
They're 9th.
yeah.
Mm.
And they could easily be bottom if it weren't for Portsmouth conceding a whole bunch of goals. Because if Portsmouth had beaten Southampton, they would have been down in 11th, wouldn't they? No, they wouldn't. They would have been. Yes, they would have been 11th because they would have been behind Sheffield United potentially on goal difference. Which,
yeah, if they hadn't, yeah, I'm with you now. Sorry, yeah. So it's a tricky situation because we've talked a lot about the money coming in, but the money can only go so far. So it needs to work, doesn't it? It needs to click.
it is interesting that their goal scorer sounds like Geordie's talking about watching their women's team at the moment. Una, like, it's just a bunch of, it's like.
Oh, NASA Venias.
But also, they've got Femke Liefding in goal as well. They've basically stolen a bunch of WSL. They are a lower level WSL team largely at this point, Newcastle. And it's very, very funny that they can only be a lower level champ team.
Yeah. Just having a look. Claudia Morn wasn't even on the bench. Oh, I don't know if she's injured. Just observation.
Yeah, she was on the bench. Yeah.
Oh, not motivated in any way, shape, or form. Grass ain't greener, Claudia last. Like.
Well, apparently that was to do with the club, so we can't blame her too much. But yeah, it still hurts. But yes, they just can't seem to do much with it at the minute. Which last season, again, they were pushing for those top spots. Didn't quite get there. Fell off a bit at the end of the season. But I genuinely thought Bristol City would have taken the points, and I generally thought they deserved it, really. But if we look at the stats, I mean, Newcastle had more shots, 14 shots, 4 on target, compared to Bristol's 8 shots, 4 on target. So Bristol were more clinical with it. But apart from that, there wasn't much in it. So I think, I mean, Rio Hardy still working wonders for Bristol City. Got a brace. But yeah, there's just something missing.
But it's like Newcastle's back three is Aoife Mannion, Deanna Cooper, and Demi Stokes. That's a WSL back three circa 2018, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it really is. Stokes nearly scored as well, didn't she? I think I remember seeing that on the highlights, but it just went. I think got deflected. So yeah, it's an odd mix, isn't it? Because you've got some really good names in there. You've got ones that have got the quality, but are maybe not as quick as they once were. I think that's fair in saying. Then you've got ones whose quality is not as great as they once were. But then you've got some really good young talent coming in. So it's a strange mix.
I mean, Jordan Nobbs versus Vicky Losada was a Zimmer frame race. It was amazing. Every time there's a loose ball, every time there's a loose ball in the centre circle, just a clash of Zimmer frames in a 50-50 challenge. Like
tennis balls everywhere.
Tennis balls everywhere. Just
Estonian Women's League. Right, Chris, what website is this? I feel like I need it.
I now want to go and look at the Estonian Women's League
just to see what happened.
I think we should adopt a team in every league Chris covers.
Yes.
So every single week he has to give us like 73 updates.
Estonian women.
What's happening?
Make sure you put league at the end of when you put Estonian women.
like we can ask them how Flora got on. Just Flora.
Flora. Our Flora.
How's Flora?
How's Flora doing?
Taking off her headscarf to take on the entire Estonian Women's League.
Flora versus the world. I would watch that. That sounds great. Alice just saying, what, their name is Morn? Yes, Claudia Morn. However, with our accent, we say Morn and not really think about it. Clearly, one of the commentators from the south who had only heard it in a northeast accent started pronouncing it as Moan.
Oh, no.
It's like, no, that's just the accent. Moon.
Flora have won the league for the last 7 years.
Wow. She's doing well.
She is.
Goes to the bingo and then she goes and plays top level football.
I love how in the Finnish Women's League, it seems like one of the teams in there is just an assault rifle. PK-35 Vanta.
Well, I had to look at this because when I was covering the Frauen Bundesliga, and I was like, why have all the teams got numbers and like years and things in? And so Union Berlin is one FC Union Berlin. Paul, you probably know this. Yes. But it's because it's then that first club in that region, so they get to be the first. So they use the one as part of their thing. I was like, oh.
It's like Cubs and Scouts. They do that.
I mean, it makes me laugh that there is a women's team in the Luxembourg Women's League called Young Boys.
Yeah, they should probably change that, shouldn't they?
Like genuinely. And Brettenberg, who are a piece of cake to play against. Brettenberg.
Well, Graham said Flora win the league because they cut through teams like a knife through butter.
Nice. Actually, I found our team in Luxembourg. It's Entente Wormeldanger.
Yes, that's the one.
That's their actual name. Entente Wormeldanger.
There's a team called Saku Sporting who are managed by the brilliantly named Merrily Tomb.
Merrily too.
Merrily too.
Merrily.
Life is but a doom.
Anyway, we were talking about the WSL too. So I think the only one we haven't mentioned is Charlton 1, Sheffield United 1. Now, our wonderful Graham sent me another match report. And I think the best thing from it was his description of Jodie Hutton, which was Jodie highlight reel Hutton.
Yeah.
Which was incredible, and then got retweeted by the actual account. But before I do that, something popped up on the Chelsea page which made us laugh. So when I was like, was it Sam Kerr? Was it Aaron Cuthbert? Was it Sam? Was it Aaron? They also did the same thing and said, Sam Kerr scores at Stamford Bridge. Okay, it was actually Aaron. Any free glasses going, Specsavers?
Nice.
So they do take the mick out themselves, which was quite funny. Right then, so Graham's match report, I've got it here. Because the thing about this one, we all said, right, Charlton are having a brilliant run. They're still undefeated. They're against Sheffield. They're going to win. They're going to take the 3 points. And then Sheffield take the lead. And you're like, no, this isn't how it's written. No. This isn't how it goes. So Graham's match report as follows. I've told him I'm going to publish them on my websites because they're very good. So from a Charlton perspective is this. Frustrating afternoon at Sunny Valley. First victory went to Sheffield United. They won the coin toss and turned Charlton round. So they were shooting towards the covered end, which in the first half, which they usually like to shoot in the second half. So already they're trying to play mind games with Charlton. Charlton started better. Jodie Hutton enjoying a lot of success down the left. She was very good as usual. But despite Charlton seeing a lot of the ball, chances were few and far between. Sheffield were really hard to break down as they parked the bus on the 18-yard line, as Graham says. Sheffield had their first chance at about 22 minutes, but the free kick was from Abby Lafayette. And was comfortably saved by Sophie Whitehouse, who, again, we need to shout out Sophie Whitehouse for an incredible job she's doing this season. 37 minutes, though, United took a shock lead because Emma Taylor rose the highest to head home Lafayette's corner. Charlie Devlin saw long-range effort, easily saved by Whitehouse, again for Sheffield. And then in stoppage time, Jodie Hutton had a free kick, but it was headed over the back post by Gracie Pearce. So Charlton were coming closer. However, they went into half-time 1-0 down. So Sheffield having all the joy. Sheffield then, second half, had a great chance to double their lead in the 46 minutes when a cross wasn't cleared. And luckily for Charlton, went just wide of the far post. United had another chance in the 59th minute after a horrible mix-up in the Charlton defence. And Dow miscontrolled a pass, essentially. Picked up by Amy Andrews, but a shot, again, was well saved by Whitehouse, which proved to be crucial. Because a minute later, Charlton won a free kick 25 yards out after a foul on Katie Bradley. As Graham says, time to wax lyrical again, as Jodie highlight reel Hutton took the free kick and sent it flying into the corner of the net. It was glorious, and it gets Charlton level at 1-1. Hutton has another chance at 63 minutes after good work from Muir, found Hutton on the left, but again, the shot goes just wide. Charlton's attempt came about 10 minutes later, following Gillian Kenny having a really, really good bit of work down the left. But again, shot goes over the bar. Another chance for Charlton, so really going into the match now, 81 minutes, but again, it's deflected. Hutton's ball from a resultant corner is headed on goalwards, but cleared off the line by Ella Kinzette. Yet I remember watching that in the highlights and thinking, oh, if Kinzette wasn't there on the line, that would have been the winner. Another chance late on 90th minute for Emma Bissell, but again, goals just wide, and so it finishes 1-1. Mary McAtee went off at half time. I believe with a dead leg. So yeah, hope she's okay. Alicia Endow also went off and had a massive ice pack on her knee. So again, we hope she's okay. Kira Skeel, she went off injured a couple of matches ago. Apparently, she's going to be a few weeks rather than anything longer. But a full time, she was on crutches in a walking boot, so hopefully it's a more precautionary measure. But yeah, Graham's saying a lot about, don't have substitutes. We don't have substitutes, we have game changers. And I thought the triple, Karen Muir, Emma Bissell, and Gillian Kenny all coming on really made the difference. Teams around the bottom come to the Valley to defend, and that's what they found kind of hard to break down. But again, a good point. They would have preferred the win, of course, but again, still undefeated in the league, and still top of the league as well for good old Charlton, up there in first place. So I think we have talked about everything, haven't we? Yes. Yes, just to recap then. So Crystal Palace 1, Sunderland 1, Durham 3, Forest 0, Portsmouth 2, Southampton 5, Ipswich Town 0, Birmingham City 4. And I will just say for commentators, just try and say people's names and not miss letters out, just because you don't want to say the French. Because Ocean, I think it's Eutre, was Ocean Hurt in the, the commentary, which is nothing like her name. Just give it a go. Desmond at Newcastle 2-2 to Bristol City, and Charlton 1, Sheffield United 1. So in the WSL 2 then, every team has points, which is fantastic, which makes it another incredibly hard league to call again. So we'll just run through it then. So we've got Charlton Athletic first on 14 points, Birmingham City second with 13, Southampton third on 11, Bristol on 10 in fourth place, Sunderland on 9 points, Forest on 9 points in fifth and sixth, Durham on 7, Crystal Palace on 7, Newcastle 6, Sheffield 5, Ipswich 4, and Portsmouth 3, which is mad considering there is only a point in between most of the teams. But that's why we love it, isn't it? That's why we love the WSL 2 Championship, because literally anything can happen.
Anything can happen on any day.
Literally anything, yeah. So hard to predict. And speaking of predictions, normally after each league we do our predictions, but we don't have any this week because we have a little breaky break. Paul alluded to it in the beginning about his favourite competition in the whole wide world coming back this weekend. And it looks like this. Yay! So we've actually got Group B. There's a match tomorrow, which is Durham-Liverpool. That's on at 7 o'clock. And the rest of the matches are on Sunday. Okay. So you've got league matches Sunday, and then we've got the international break. And then the league will be back first weekend of November, I believe. So yeah, cast your eyes over those fixtures. Is there anything that stands out for either of you both?
No one beating Liverpool.
Oh, I'd love that.
I think.
Imagine if they did. Yeah, Durham. Because hey, Maiden Castle, awful pitch.
Newcastle United versus Man City is the sports washing derby.
Right. Yeah, Man City need to beat them like 14-0. That'd be great.
This is what happens when you spend money on players who aren't, just to get people through the door.
Danny, any ones for you that stand out?
No, because it's the Sub Cup. Bristol City Villa should be fun.
See, I at least tried. Tried to raise.
Bristol City Villa. Just that could be quite interesting.
Yeah. You know what? It was a good matchup when Bristol were in the WSL. It was a good match. And I think the fan club have got a coach going down. Don't know if Villa have got an official one as well. But yeah, I think there'll be a really good atmosphere at Bristol Villa.
Where are they? But they're not playing Ashton Gate, surely, are they, for this? Are they?
Yeah, Ashton Gate is their permanent home.
Oh, for the sub as well.
Stupidest camera position.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
in women's football.
Awful, yeah. Yeah,
Good.
let's have a little-
Good city, Bristol.
Cameramen hate it because they need to be airlifted in, hanging from a helicopter.
It's just awful. Oh no, I take it back. It's being planned at the Robbins High Performance Centre.
Oh God, that's an
Okay,
impressive
yeah.
place. That's like the podcast of football stadium.
I
Like, just
think that's around like the Clifton area, maybe.
it's right out. It's right out. Like you go into Bristol and then go through the other side and
Getting here, okay, I'll let you know.
getting here.
It's a shuttle bus.
It is in the direction of Ashton Gate, I think, isn't it? Like that general area.
Well, from Northampton, it probably is.
Yeah.
From Coventry as well.
It's for fans travelling to the game by car, there is no parking available. However, there is parking available at the school sports ground next door. £4. Wow. Rip off. So yeah, I mean it's
Very nice coffee machines.
Oh, right. That's a word for it. It's I'm putting in Google Maps now. This is dedicated.
I remember being really annoyed at the press box though because it wasn't free. Charged me £1.50 for a king size Twix.
They didn't give you free snacks.
No.
Oh, Google Maps is broken.
Because you know, being a championship football club and all, they probably can't afford to subsidise the snacks.
Well, then they shouldn't invite people in, should they? If you can't pay for my biscuit, I'm not coming. So yeah, it looks on the outskirts from what I can see from my broken Google Maps. So there we go. So yeah, so lots going on this weekend. I mean, Charlton Portsmouth could be a good one for Portsmouth to go, right, we know what Charlton can do. We know they're top of the league. Let's just throw everything at it and go for it. It feels like Sunderland have just played Sheffield, so that's quite an annoying one.
Battle of the red and white stripes.
Yeah. Oh, and it's always so confusing when you're watching it as well, because it's like, which red and white am I supporting at the minute? So,
Actually, if you look at this, there's lots of kits that are exactly the same.
I know.
There's lots of red versus blue and all the way down, and then you've got London City and Leicester City.
Different shades of blue. Yeah.
Different shades of blue.
Shout out steps. Right,
But which one is a deeper shade of blue? That's in my head now. Oh, for God's sake.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be sat here at 1 in the morning going, and I'm a deeper shade of blue.
Yeah. Brighton versus Southampton, I think, might be quite a nice one. Southampton fans and their chances.
Sussex versus Hampshire.
Oh.
Look at us trying to make this sound exciting. This is exciting.
The county cricket derby.
We're trying, okay, Danny. We're trying.
We're handcuffed, but we're trying.
So yeah, so if you have a look,
The A272 derby.
Yes,
it's going to kick off in the streets of Petersfield and Waterlooville. where the top boys of Brighton and Southampton. South Downs.
Was there a line that we've just completely gone past?
The South Downs battle.
South Downs battle. That sounds like a good 14-20 battle. That sounds good.
They're going to echo with the sound of pensioners shaking their fists vaguely at each other.
Vaguely. I don't know what I'm angry about.
I've forgotten what I'm angry about.
But I know it's at you.
This is where Graham is now checking the roadmap just to be sure.
Is it this one? Yeah, that one. Which love. Hey, and this is why we need Chris. He brings us back.
Batten down the hatches in Chichester and Arundel. Oof.
I really want to go to Arundel Castle. That's always on my to-do list every time I drive past it.
Isn't that the one from Frozen?
Very close. Slightly different spelling.
Sounds vaguely Tolkien-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're taking the hobbits to Arundel.
Qualifying draw, 4th of November 2025. There you go, for the World Cup. Because
How's it working? Is this Nations League to go into it again?
Nations League, yeah.
I get
So we've
confused.
still got the Women's Nations League final coming up.
Yes.
Which is, I'm just checking, 28th of November for, it's a two-legged final. Gross. And that's 2 legs, 28th of November, 2nd of December. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. Final. Oh, so we've still got Germany, France, Spain, Sweden, which will be, you're showing us a picture, but where is it? In October. Yes, of course, because we'll be having friendlies. They're playing their finals.
This is our punishment for not getting to the finals, right?
Yes, essentially, yeah. So the semi-finals on the 24th and 28th of October is Germany versus France, Spain versus Sweden. And then the final and third place playoff will be 28th of November, 2nd of December. So there we go.
And then
so
the draw for the qualifiers is that now a Nations League campaign, the new ones, which will then be used to decide the World Cup qualifiers.
Oh, maybe. God, does that mean we're going to have to care about the Nations League?
Yes.
So the Nations League, last time we had it, and in fact, I did some lovely graphics that I didn't post anywhere, so I'll be getting those back out. Depending on where you came last time, that's now your position for the World Cup qualifiers. Right. I believe. Okay. I believe. However, I will go and do some research, and there you go. And we will come back next week.
48-team World Cup like the men's is. Where we're
the men's is.
Where people are going to have to seriously at 2 a.m. we'll be sat there doing live watch-alongs of Cape Verde versus Uzbekistan.
Not yet. No. How many teams? They did expand it, didn't they? 32.
32 seems the right number. I feel like that's enough.
I'm sure they'll be very happy to hear that, Danny.
They will be. Correct number.
Because there are eight groups of 4 teams, which for some reason I thought was 28 because I was privately educated and I can't do maths, apparently.
Money well spent. Yeah, they're from 6 confederations, 32 teams. There we go.
And it's just easy to admin it. You don't be like all 12 third place teams apart from one comes through to the second round. Nonsense.
No, it should be good. So yes, we will have all of the updates and stuff for which draws are happening when and who's playing who and who's involved and
can we watch the draw? Can we do a watch along of the draw? They're always fun.
Of the draw? Sure.
Yeah, I love a good draw.
Oh, a good draw. I'll get you a pen and paper, Danny, and then you can.
We can just pretend. Today I am a lesbian. Today I am black. Today I am a woman. No, you're not, Gianni. Shut up. Nurse, he's out again.
I was going to say, let's call it a day, shall we?
Let's get you to bed. Corrie's on soon. Come on.
It's past your bedtime, love. It's past your bedtime. So let's wrap that up.
One flew over the FIFA nest.
Oh, what a good way to end it before we lose.
God, who mentioned the group tiebreakers? Do you remember when we had to go right into the Euros group tiebreakers?
Oh God.
We had to go like to Freya's getting war flashbacks.
I've still got PTSD from that. Start twitching in a minute. That was awful. This can happen if that, but only if the wind blows west on a Monday and you're just like,
Who cares? Who was
if you give a kindly old lady 3 golden coins and she turns around 3 times and blows up in a puff of smoke, that means Serbia are through. Right, yes, got it. Thank you.
But if she turns around 4 times, means we have to do it again. Oh God, so bizarre. And I realize they have to make it, completely foolproof. But my God, trying to understand it was.
Oh Christ! It's A to K in the Nations League.
It's what now?
It's A to K
A
in
to
the
K.
in the Nations League because
See,
Chris
the
once
dealer of
again
pizza.
has gone and looked for us.
Oh, A to K.
Right, A to K. Right.
What did you think I said?
I have no idea.
Although tiebreakers with an AK would be interesting, wouldn't it? Like just.
I thought you said like A to K. Isn't like that was someone's name? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, A to K just pull stuff out of a hat.
I don't even know. I don't know what's happening anymore. Right, let's go before we get any further off track than we normally do. So there we go. But yes, of course, we did talk about some football this week, which we can call a win. And of course, if you are not busy on Sunday, there are some cup matches going on. Not that people seem to be bothered, but there we go. So yes,
Doing our bit to promote women's football. If you're not that busy, there are cup matches going on.
you can go along if you want to.
Not the weekend stuff. We'll talk about them next week. But
yeah, if you've got a
Paints will be
ticket, it's
watching
probably
stuff.
included. So you might as well just have a day out with the family.
Paints will be watching the Sub Cup dry this week.
Oh, Graham. True.
No.
Are we ever on track? That's a very, very good thing to do. Well, if you'd like to see more of us, of course, we have 4 wonderful shows that go out each week with lots and lots of football included, although we can't promise that there will be strange leagues and relatives A to K on their shows, but certainly on ours, the chaos will continue, so don't you worry. On Monday, it's the non-league show. On Tuesday, it's Premier League. The chaotic women's football show is right here on a Wednesday, and the lower league show is on a Thursday. If you're still on the fence about YouTube membership, do please go check it out. You get behind the scenes episodes, you get live chat benefits and all the emojis, you get exclusive content and things like that, and more will be coming soon. So do check that out if you're interested. But yeah, 8:30, 4 nights a week. You can find us on socials at the above. You can see them there. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, follow, retweet, etc. For any time we're live, because the community we've got here is a fantastic one. And if we can reach more people to spread the football joy, then we'd really, really love to. So thank you for joining us all this evening. It's been fantastic. Thank you for sharing your thoughts in the chat as well. We really, really do appreciate it. Danny, thank you so much. Where can people find more of you, please?
Thank you. Online, I'm assuming you mean. You're not going to rock up at the window.
No, I'd like your full address, including postcode.
I'm not. It's not there. I'm pointing, but it's not there. At Danny Brothers on Twitters, at Danny the Brothers on the Instagrams, and then at 44. No, leave it there. But yes,
44 Wallaby Way.
Come find me. I need friends.
That sounded quietly tragic.
It's the title of my book.
Just slightly. And Paul, thank you as always. Where can people find you on the internet?
Considerably more quiet than I was. At Paul W Radio, where now I just make vaguely sarky stuff about Taylor Hines and praise Katie Reid occasionally, just to confuse Arsenal fans.
He hates us. Oh wait, it's praise. What? Keep showing your toes, which is exactly what you like. And you can find me at T for T Rights. And my hashtag this week was Claret and Boo, just in case people didn't see it. I thought that was quite good. And yeah, across all socials, T for T Rights, or at the 115 Yards, where I do football bits now and again. Thank you so much once again for watching, listening, on playback, commenting, getting involved. We really couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much. So good night, everyone. Have good sleeps. And we'll see you again next week.